You better watch out, cause we're not holding back. Oh, we're ready for the next match. Let's go! 3, 2, 1, tap, don't look now. Here comes Wing Attack, here comes Wing Attack.
Hey everyone, welcome to our recap of our bout against Deoxys Alberta Forme. Let's get into the action. We're going to go ahead and skip the Ultra League. I got swept in some pretty hard RPS in the first 2 games. So, going to go into Great League here, wins the Chan, leading his Galvantula into Azumarill. Going to go ahead and get his Galarian Stunfisk against the Alola Ninetales here. A little slow on the switch, primarily due to the volt switches on the Galvantula, so the Ninetales is quite ahead on energy. So gonna go ahead and go no shield here, losing CMP. Gonna let this one go through. Survives and able to get the Rock Slide. Hoping to get at least the shield or switch here. And great counting by the opponent there, able to force CMP and knock out the Stunfisk. Out comes the Galv, able to a full switch down. Out comes an Altaria. Goes lunge here. Goes unshielded and then goes discharge. Also goes unshielded. Gonna go ahead and shield here to at least get this discharge off. Gets the final shield. And now has Venusaur. Gonna have to shield this guy attack. And out comes the Azu again. Able to get to a Frenzy Plant here. It will not KO. But it puts it close to the red and gonna have to survive this Ice Beam. And does. And is able to Vine Whip down and have enough energy for a charge move here to knock out the Altaria, and that is a GG. Winston the champ is able to get 1 point in Great League. Hopping over to Master League here, we have the Excadrill into a Mewtwo here. Gonna go ahead and go no shield here. A bit risky, but it's a Side Strike. Gets the shield here from the Drill Run, able to get the second Drill Run here. And does quite a bit of damage. Gonna go ahead and let the Excadrill go and play with a shield advantage here. Gonna go ahead and shield here, could be a Thunderbolt. It's just a Shy Strike. Out comes Dragon Breath Gyarados. Gets to a Thunder. Should be able to get to 2 Thunders here. Which will be enough to knock out the Gyarados. Gonna go ahead and go no shield here. It is a crunch. We don't see a debuff, so that's good. And if he undertaps here, he should be right at the Thunder. Oh, but gets a Waterfall through, but still able to get to the Thunder before getting Dragon Breath down. Knocks out the Gyarados. Out comes Excadrill. Looked like a CMP, but may have been a desync there. And yes, it was. Out comes Mewtwo catching this, but that's okay. Swamp should be able to beat the Excadrill to the next move here, and does. And Shelmick gets us a point in Master League. Gonna go over to the Field Specialist. This is the Nightfall meta. Rivlet leading his Swampert into a Galarian Stunfisk, really positive lead. Out comes the Frostlass and with the energy lead and his back line. This is actually a good situation. I'm going to go ahead and stay here. Going to go ahead and shield. Over farming a little bit of extra energy. And down goes the Frostlass. See what comes out. There's a Venusaur, gonna go ahead and hop into the Alola Ninetales, running Powder Snow. Gonna be spamming these Water Balls. Decides to go no shield here. He does have an answer for the Venusaur, and his switch clock is almost up, so he'd be able to switch back out. So gonna go ahead and Confusion the Venusaur down. has to shield the Frenzy Plant here. And opponent's switch timer is up, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a close combat to at least get the shield. Yep, and does, and out comes the Swampert, pretty close to the Hydro Cannon. Not quite enough to knock out. This should be an Earthquake and should be enough to KO. And unfortunately, the Confusions are resisted. Opponent trying to just chip away here with a Rock Slide. Wasn't going to get to a Earthquake before the Leaf Blade got there. And a bit of a recording thing issue there, but the Gallade was able to Confusion down the Venusaur, and Riley was able to get us a point. Continuing in the Nightfall meta, Ben here has his Medicham against the Swampert. Lets the Hydro Cannon go and swaps into his own Swampert here. Gonna go ahead and shield and throw the Hydro Cannon. Under taps it a little bit and is able to get an extra mud shot in. Out comes again the Lowland Sand Slash. These Hydro Cannons will hurt. Does a decent chunk. Able to get to a second Hydro Cannon here. Gets the shield. Out comes Medicham. Gets to another Hydro Cannon. Gonna bring in his own Medicham again, and it has enough energy here for a Psychic. Able to do quite a bit of damage. Gonna go ahead and no shield here. And bring back the Swampert, able to get to a Hydro Cannon. And out comes the Sand Slash again. And the Sand Slash able to farm down, which is big. Is this a Bulldoze or not? It's actually a Blizzard and it goes unshielded. Gonna go ahead and shield this one, and it is just a nice punch. So all ice move on the Sand Slash, able to get to a Rock Slide, and Ben was able to get a point in Nightfall. Hopping over to the dungeon meta, Krista Dude here leading his Spylus into Trichology. So pretty close match here, depending on how any potential Dragon Tails get snuck in or not. Unable to quite get there. Out comes the Galvantula though, so did shield, and they realized they did get Dragon Breath down, but it comes in with the Flygon to take down this Galvantula. Gonna go ahead and let that go, and able to Dragon Tail down. And out comes the Ferrothorn, able to throw the Earth Power. Gets the shield. Looking like they were going to try to catch the Trichology, but it's like a Dragon Tail down, able to get to another Earth Power against the Ferrothorn, and he has the Escavalier to counter this thing down. Power Whip does nothing. Doesn't need to shield anything here. They go Flash Cannon, which still isn't enough, and Chris was able to get us a point in the dungeon meta. Motiques against the Shady Equation, Trichology into Swampert. Gonna go ahead and stay in. Gets to an Aqua Tail here. The Swampert has enough for an Earthquake here, but gonna go ahead and no shield, and it is a Hydro Cannon. Out comes the Spylus, and unable to get to a move before getting Dragon Breath down, but that's okay. Out comes the Mawile. Gonna go ahead and let this through. All the moves from the Spylus are resisted. It's a Dark Pulse. Gonna go ahead and throw this Power Punch here. And another Dark Pulse should be coming in here. Not enough to KO, but able to farm down. Out comes the Swampert, and the Spylus came out and is able to get to a Body Slam before the Galvantula gets to a lunge. Motique's doing a really good job timing those Body Slams just before the full switch completes. Gotta go ahead and double shield here. Should be able to Dragon Breath down before another move comes through, able to get to a body slam here, but is debuffed, so probably not enough to KO, but has that power up punch on the Mawile and able to go 3-0 in Dungeon. But the final score was 13-8. GG's to Deoxys Alberta. Formed some really good battles this week, and much respect to them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Here comes Wing Attack, here comes Wing Attack.